Hi guys, John and Plant here to tell you about something very special coming up in the coming months.
That's right. In October 2024, we were saddened to hear that regular listener and friend of the podcast, James Allen, had passed away at the age of 37 after a brave battle with bowel cancer. So, we're raising money for Teesside Hospice. Teesside Hospice provided James and his family with excellent palliative care. We wanted to support Teesside Hospice by raising some much-needed funds to continue helping enrich the lives of those with cancer in Teesside. So to raise as much money as we can, we're going out of our comfort zone and we're going on a walk.
To Mordor, up Mount Doom.
No, John, that's the Lord of the Rings.
Oh. We're teaming up with James's sister Jen to do a 25-mile walk around Ullswater Way at the Dulmain Loop on Saturday, the May the 3rd.
John, I've not been raising money for charity as long as you have, but I'm going to give Teesside Hospice what I think they want to see.
No, Plenty, I've told you, that's a running man.
God!
Guys, if you want to support us, just go to justgiving.com/page/100thingpod or get ourselves at 100thingswelearntfromfilm.co.uk.
I hope we end up better off than that lad from Into the Wild.
Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Heinz, Ganach, Boltz, Lanschoff, Schnell, Schroeder and Schreck. We're looking at 1922's Nosferatu.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of your favourite silent film podcast. That's 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Planty and that doesn't really work, does it, on an audio podcast?
I was going to go with it.
Oh, were you?
I just went with it and I was just about to go and I'm not a guy and I'm... You ruined it.
You should have just done it.
You ruined it. No, you ruined it. It's done.
Done. We're the podcast that tries to learn 100 things from every film that we're talking about and... Jesus Christ. Whose idea was this? I think it might have been. And I was slagging you for breaking glass last week.
I know, I only smashed a plate.
Mate, what you got to do when you put them in the dishwasher, you got to make sure they're in those bits. Otherwise, you absolutely will smash. You break your glasses.
I get you.
John, how are you?
All the better for seeing your beautiful face.
Cheers, mate.
I've not seen you for ages. It feels like a lifetime ago.
You know, when we have a break, it's good. But I miss doing it and not having a break because we've not had a break this month. It's been fucking good.
Yeah, it's been blam,
good.
blam,
It's
blam,
been
blam,
blammo indeed. John, what are we talking about this week?
Well, what we should be talking about it because it's a silent film. It's a silent film. It's 1922's Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Now you must have seen this one before.
Yep, as a kid, it freaked me out.
It's horrifying.
I got it. There was a zombie one, a silent zombie one as well. Who knew? And that got me as well. But this one, it freaked me out. It freaked me out to the point where my dad had to give me the talk, where he said to me, "It was that bad." It says, "Look, you've just got to imagine that they're in that set. You're watching that film, and just imagine there's a camera crew all around them, and stuff." And that really helped.
Oh right.
That really helped. Aye.
Just imagine the vampires naked. Is it like? You've seen his Max Schreck.
I'm sick of looking at Bill Skarsgård's bloody crusty piece.
Mate, we've seen a lot of Bill Skarsgård's dick. You saw and enjoyed the new Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't hate it. In fact, I liked a lot of it because so much of this is in it. Like stylized, Eggers gets it. Eggers obviously
even
loves
some
this.
of the
But I've got to put it out there, and if you've not seen it yet, I'm not ruining anything. The fucking the comb over and the mustache ruined it for me.
I don't know. I
didn't find that scary.
Nah, didn't bother me.
Super Mario. It's a me.
But you don't get to see any of it until obviously.
No, I guess not.
In.
But the one thing I will say is, and I said on my letterbox review, 3 stars by the way, it should have won Best Sound. Or it should have been nominated for Best Sound. And it's not even nominated. It's not even nominated for Best Sound.
Yeah, that's crazy because some of that.
Wicked is nominated for Best Sound, and that sounds like dog. Sounds and looks like dog shit. This sounds amazing. That
just pandering.
That drinking the blood noise. Fuck me, that was disgusting.
You could hear.
That was fucking grotesque. And again, we caught the last showing at our cinema the other Thursday night. with subtitles as well. So there was literally us and one other couple in, and nobody else. It was like having the fucking screen to yourself.
You play hide and seek. Me and Kirsty did.
Sounds like me fucking drinking beer.
It's pretty bad.
Down the booze.
And they don't drink for the neck as well, so that's weird, right? That's another film.
Anyway, that's another film not quite as culturally important as this one. John, 1922. What else could we have been talking about?
Well, there is plenty.
Sure.
Right, so we're looking at Nosferatu.
All right, yeah. I've heard of it.
Monte Cristo.
The Count of. Or the cigars.
Nanook of the North.
Oh,
I've heard of that, by the way.
Yeah, we talked about Nanook of the North when we did Eskimo Firefighter.
Yeah. Oh, so we did, yeah. Jesus Christ. The Prisoner of Zenda.
Yeah, it's based on a book. And then the follow-up's Return to Zenda, yeah.
And Foolish Wives.
Aren't they all? Aren't they all?
Aye. Give it an inch. Hang on a minute.
Give you an inch, and I'll take you a mile.
That can't be right.
What?
So the running time
for
Foolish Wives is 6 hours and 24 minutes.
Right, okay.
That kind of... Is that right? What
Probably German Expressionist cinema. Who knows?
Nah, true.
Who knows?
If they can pee now, they can do it.
Still shorter than the new Quentin Tarantino movie. Foolish Wives and Their Feet. Yeah. Anyway, look. Let's see if we can talk about this film for half an hour.
Oh Jesus! I know. That's right.
Listeners, get your guesses in because I'm pretty sure this is going to be the worst number of facts we've ever got on anything.
Yeah.
I think The Crow was 38. Our first time we did The Crow was maybe 36, 38. I can't remember.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
we weren't even trying.
Oh, we were. We just
actually
didn't understand the formula.
Yeah, we didn't have it, right.
Right. Okay. So. I'll start, John. Filming began in July 1921 with a budget so tight they could afford one single camera. Which ruins exactly what your dad said to you, that they're not all surrounded by cameras. Yeah. They're surrounded by one camera.
One guy. That one guy with his handycam.
We learned that it's an account of the Great Death in Wisburg of 1938, John. 1938.
Yep. What a year.
1838. Shit.
What happened in 1838?
No, because for some reason I've written 1843.
What? I've got events for 1838.
Okay, go for it, John.
Right, so 1838, what a year. So it included the coronation of Queen Victoria.
All right, okay.
The abolition of apprenticeships in the British Empire and the start of the Mormon War.
Ooh.
There you go.
How exciting. Directed, John, by F.W. Murnau, Dead at 42. There you go.
Yeah, car crash.
Oh, was it really? Oh, right.
Yeah. He died in a car crash, and I think it's Santa Barbara. He died.
Going like 25 miles an hour. Like a Model T Ford or something.
With Harold Lloyd stuck to the back, and, giving big tricks.
No, Harold Lloyd had just fallen off of a clock face and landed on him.
Smash the candy pieces. Jesus, hooray for Harold Lloyd.
Oh, very good. Wisburg, John, not a real place. There you go. We've started with the facts. There you go. So we meet Hutter. Now, he's a very excitable and sprightly chap, isn't he, old Hutter?
He's such a happy little
what
thing.
What a life he's got going on.
Yeah. This is Act 1, isn't it?
This is Act 1.
So I looked at this. Older films have distinct acts to sort of thing with the flow, but it's largely stemmed from the influence of theatre.
Which I thought was really weird that there was 4 acts, because most stories are a 3 acts. Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
You understand why he's excited, because he's about a boy, isn't he? Kind of.
Aye.
I'm always disappointed when Nicholas Hoult isn't in a film dancing to "Shake Your Ass, Show Me What You Got, Shake Your Ass, Show Me What You're Working With."
Or singing Fuji's classics. Is it
Killing Her Softly. Man, we should do About a Boy. That's such a fun film.
I think Kirsty would watch it.
No Man is an Island, except me. I'm fucking Ibiza. For me, that was the beginning of the Hugh Grant Renaissance. I think that's that's where they kind of tried. They went from him being foppishly annoying to being cool.
being cool.
Yeah,
aye.
that Love Actually. He's a bit cool in Love Actually.
Aye, true.
God, we're gonna have to do that one Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this. His wife Ellen, she's a handsome woman.
Yeah,
strong features.
She's built to last.
She's certainly Bavarian, no doubt. She's playing with a cat that's dead now. Like the flowers that he's picked for her. She's not best pleased. Why would you kill those flowers for me?
Yeah. Exactly, same in the film. Yeah, it's a good touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Hydrangeas, John.
Good touch.
Hydrangea is derived from Greek and means water vessel. Really work. Blue hydrangea bouquet in a basket from Interflora. 40 of your squids.
What?
Indeed.
For water holders? No, thank you.
We meet Knock, an estate agent.
By the way, I think Knock is scarier than Orlok. Knock is a scary bastard.
The casting in the new one for the guy that plays Knock's fucking perfect.
Oh, man. I think it's Alien 3. I'm like, oh, no way.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Right.
Like all estate agents, he's a dodgy geezer. Can say so, have been. Hutter works for him and is being sent to meet Count Orlok in Transylvania. Yeah. You know where Transylvania is, John? Like it's where Joe Biden's from. It doesn't work the other way around, does it? That gag, at all.
It's only it's Pennsylvania or nothing.
Pennsylvania or bust.
Did you notice these clerks were wearing their green shades? Remember,
with the counting hats. Thing? What was that always about?
So the green shades were to protect their eyes caused by harsh lighting and conditions in the offices.
Oh,
so
right.
To protect their eyes. Because I always wondered that. Because even in bloody what was it? Christmas Carol. When the rats, they're all wearing them.
They are all wearing those.
Yeah.
And they've also, at one point, they've also got Hawaiian shirts on. Oh, my island in the sun.
In the sun.
The Count wants to buy a house in Wisberg, and Knock is sending Hutter to get the deal done for a lovely house across the road. Now, this quote-unquote lovely house across the road looks like a house in Port Glasgow, doesn't it?
Aye, looks like a factory.
It looks like somewhere Scooby-Doo should be hiding from.
Aye, apparently that building's still standing.
Mate, I watched a YouTube video of some American chap wandering around outside the building, pointing out the windows and everything. Cool. He's told the deal will take some work and a little sweat and a little blood. Interesting. He tells Ellen he's off to the land of thieves and phantoms. Again, Port Glasgow.
Yeah. So in folklore and literature, the place referred to as Land of Phantoms is Transylvania.
Okay, that's interesting. It's also, I think this is a little marginally more respectful of Romany gypsies than the new one.
Yes,
the new one is totally not respectful of that at all. It's pretty fucking horrible. In fact,
they paint them in a shady light.
Yeah, and I was well against that. At least in this, they just wear fancy outfits, puffy shirts. Yeah. Look like they should be in a 70s music video. Yeah. Transylvania, John, means on the other side of the woods, and it is the northwest of Romania. The biggest city in the region, you're not going to believe this, is Cluj.
Really?
CLUDJ.
Right in the Cludgy.
There you go.
Oh, Cludge.
He's packing these saddlebags with unbridled joy.
Oh, he's so happy.
He is mad up to be going to the land of the thieves and the phantoms.
I got Errol Flynn vibes and everything. I was like, man, this guy's just gone to a happy place.
Ellen is marginally less happy.
Yeah.
But she is going to live with her friends, Harding and his wife. And not only are they loaded, Harding is kick-ass and Craven the Hunter.
Is it his sister? Hang on.
Oh, yeah, it's meant to be her sister, but in the titles it says they're friends.
Ah, right, okay.
It's weird, but later on, when you're reading about it says the sister.
Right.
Again, they managed to get the lad in the new one, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, to look just like this character.
Oh, no, they done well.
Yeah.
No, they done well.
Again, it got to about halfway through before I realised it was kick-ass.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's a chameleon, that boy.
The bloke out of Bullet Train. Yeah. What adventure she's going to have with this rich couple?
Oh, it's going to go fun.
We see Hutter in the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains, and he heads to an inn. The Carpathian Mountains, John, 1,500 kilometres long. That's 930 miles. It's the third longest European mountain range after the Urals and Scandinavian mountains. It stretches from the eastern edge of the Czech Republic and Austria in the northwest through Slovakia, Poland, the Ukraine, Romania to Serbia in the south. The highest peaks in Slovakia exceed 2,600 metres or 8,500 feet.
Nice.
There you go. Mountain cast. That's what this is.
Exactly. Nice place for a walk.
He's having a drink and a bit of scran, and he explains joyfully he's off to see the Count, and then it all goes bob, bob, bob. The innkeeper with the fantastic tash tells him he can't go any further because there's a werewolf roaming the land.
I know. I'm like, what the?
And I thought,
watching here?
This is good. I'm in for this because I forgot there was a werewolf in this.
Yeah.
Stay on the roads, boys, and off the moors. Now, this fucking werewolf. You get anything on this werewolf?
It's fucking hyena. It's a fucking hyena. As soon as I saw it, why has it got stumpy legs? Back legs? I'm like, that's a fucking hyena. And then I looked up, it was a hyena.
The striped hyena, John, hyena, so doggy they named it twice, is native to Africa, the Middle East, Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent. So I assumed they just got it out of the Berlin Zoo.
Yeah, they must have just grabbed it. Even when I was looking at it, I was like, what the hell is going on here?
It's just trotting around, isn't it?
Wasn't even born anybody, it was just looking for food.
It's going around. Werewolf.
Looking for Scar. Oh man, I know.
Oh man, like I laughed so hard, and I know I should, because I know people would have watched that and gone, "Fucking hell, that's what." Mein Werewolf.
And that's it. And I think that's the thing is, in those days, 1920s, people wouldn't have known any different. They just seen something that wasn't a dog and went, "Oh, that looks different." So I good on them.
Could have been a man in a rubber suit, and it'd have been to us even more convincing. But fuck me.
At least he tried. Still the hyena.
So they make up a bed for him, which is basically the top half of a bunk bed.
Yeah.
He has to go up on a step to get onto this, but there's nothing under it. I mean, they could put another bed under it, and there'd be so much more room for activities.
More money.
More money.
Aye. Well, a bloody travel lodge. Get another bed in there.
More Deutschmarks, more problems. Yeah, indeed. Next to this top and only bunk is the Little Book of Vampires.
Oh, I know. And it was talking about bloody all sorts, wasn't it? It was talking about
from the
war.
seed of Belial sprang the vampire Nosferatu.
Done.
You read the title, you win the silent film, John. Hutter, being the jolly fellow it is, thinks it's quite the jape, doesn't he? And goes to bed with a fucking head full of dreams of fucking cotton candy and fucking rabbit tails. Jesus. He wakes up to blistering sunny morning with kids chasing horses in a field.
Yeah.
He looks at the vampire book again, laughs his tits off and washes his hair.
Not a care in the world.
No,
not
a care in the world or a thought in his head. And now it's time for the off. So, up the mountain, the horse and cart will only take him so far for fear. So he has to go 1 foot across the bridge, which doesn't exist because it's cheap, but not all the way. And he comes across this dark carriage led by black horses going at double time.
Yeah, did you see that? Like it was a stop motion kind of idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah. So there's a stop motion bit, and then there's when you speed up I want to say fucking 8-frame stuff. It looks like stop motion, but then later on there's a brilliant bit of stop motion when there's no one else about.
Yeah,
with the coffin, and I was like,
yeah.
What? There's some great special effects
for its time.
Yeah.
So the first stop motion film was Humpty Dumpty Circus in 1898.
Oh wow!
Just so you know, alright.
Fantastic. You see that one in the cinema, did you?
Aye, I was there.
Yeah, your age. Yeah, good. It beats that whole you getting scared by the train coming at the station gag, doesn't it?
Oh no,
we've not done that one for a while.
Oh, look at that!
Oh fucking hell! That moon's got a rocket in its eye. And the horse is like, he gets in and goes away at double time against like fucking Benny Hill.
Aye, it's a bit weird.
John, the Benny Hill theme tune, Yakety Sax, 1963 single by Boots Randolph.
No way.
Real name, Homer Louis Randolph III.
Oh, go with that name.
3 first names, prick. Reached number 35 on the Billboard 100 in USA. On the 7th of July 2022, we all remember this, 100 years after this film, by the way, the tune was played outside the Houses of Parliament by anti-Brexit campaigner Steve Bray, one of my heroes, upon the announcement Boris Johnson was resigning as Prime Minister. The choice of music had been suggested by actor Hugh Grant, because you could hear him in the distance with a boombox, fucking say anything, holding it up in the rain, as Boris Johnson's going, I'm giving it all up because I'm a fucking prick. Yeah.
Aye, the joke was over then, wasn't it?
Good times. Good times. The best of times.
Aye, they had it.
We even get some horrifying negative film, which looks pretty good. Looks really, really good. The lad driving the carriage kicks him out and points to the castle. Once he enters, the gate's shut behind him and he meets the Count. And the Count's first thing is, you took fucking ages, it's midnight and everyone's asleep.
And everyone's home. Aye, yeah, same as the
yeah. And we get an end of Act 1 and then we get Act 2. It's good. It's good if you wanted to watch it in bits.
You could.
You absolutely could. You wouldn't miss
pause it there. Aye.
Orava Castle, John, is open to the public, and it's £7.49 to visit, and that's where this was filmed.
There was two locations.
There is another castle as well. Yeah.
Corvin Castle in Romania. I'll keep it right.
Good lad. I have added it to the list. The Count's looking over the paperwork, and the clock strikes 6 a.m. And I loved this little skeleton on the clock that does a little dance.
Aye. It's like the cat eyes back in the day, wasn't it? The wee cat eyes. Like, yeah.
This distracts Hutter, as it distracted me. I couldn't stop thinking about the little skeleton clock. He cuts his finger on the bread knife, and the Count, seeing the blood, grabs his hand and slurps it down.
Yeah.
I assume. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like that version. But God, I can't stop thinking about that fucking sound.
I know. And
Lily Rose Depp's massive head. Massive head. Get a fringe, love. You fucking...
Get some bangs on there.
Oh, get banged. Chat shit, get banged by a vampire. I don't know. Who's the best Ellen? Is it this lassie? Or is it Lily Rose Depp?
Oh, God.
Who's the least annoying?
The silent version is the least annoying.
Yeah. Because she's not got a terrible British accent.
God,
blimey, freshen your drink, Governor.
Have those apples and pears.
The Count tells Hutter he wants him to stay awake with him as he sleeps during the day. Hutter awakens from his snooze in the chair and it's daylight. And I'm not kidding, John, my fucking back just thinking about it.
Aye, it was because the way he was lying about stuff.
I'm 45 years old and the thought...
That's too much.
He looks out the window of the castle, and I expected him to go, "You boy, what day is this?"
I know.
What today, sir? It's Great Union Day. Great Union Day, John, the 1st of December 1918, to celebrate the end of the Romanian Revolution.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
It's all about the facts for you, and it's all about the facts.
It's all about the facts, yeah, because there's not much else here. And there's a lovely table of scran for him, by the way, just for him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The staff must have come in early doors to meet that.
They must have been in early doors. But it did make me think of that bit, you know, in Shadow of the Vampire, where John Malkovich is talking to the vampire, and he's like, "Oh, did you like Dracula?" And he's like, "It's made me feel sad." Why did it make you feel sad? And it's like, Dracula hasn't had servants in 400 years, and he's expected to make some dinner for this man. He doesn't know how to go to the shop. He doesn't know how to buy bread or cut cheese and what meats people eat. He's a vampire and eats stuff in there. And then that bloke turns up, and he's still making the table. I feel sad. It's like, it's such good writing. Shadow of the Vampire is a good movie I haven't watched in a long, long time.
Yeah, need to make it happen. That's good.
You know what, John? I'm something of a Nosferatu myself. Fun. As night comes... Oh, no, he's writing a letter to Ellen, isn't he? And he explains, I've been bitten by some mosquitoes, 2 on the neck, and they're really close to one another.
Exactly.
Mosquitoes do not bite close to one another if they can avoid it.
Nah, because they do what's contaminate.
Apparently
Is that when you see somebody out in the garden just willy-nilly pandering about?
Yeah.
He's late. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but again, he's like, this is great fun. As night comes, the Count's signing the paperwork, and Hutter drops his locket with a picture of Ellen in. Your wife has a lovely neck.
I know, you're like, what the fuck? It's just your arse, mate. It's just your arse. Get your choppers into that.
Upon this, he gets dead excited and signs, "I'm glad I'm buying the house across from yours."
I know.
He's delighted.
Neighbours, yeah.
In his bedroom, Hutter sees the vampire book amongst his things and reads that Nosferatu drinks from its victims while they sleep. Just then, he spots Orlok at the door and hides, and the vampire basically just floats into the room, doesn't he? It looks great.
Yeah. It still holds up. Still looks good.
At that very moment, we see Ellen sleepwalking on the balcony. She's doing her best version of that woman from the start of Lethal Weapon. Is she?
The bit dance right after there.
Back at the castle, Orlok drinks from Hutter, who I think's pretending to be asleep.
Aye. Either that, he's just scared shitless.
The doctor is called for Ellen and she's sedated. It's just a mild case of blood congestion.
Yeah. That's the new thing,
Come on, stop making things up. Blood congestion, John, occurs when there's too much blood in a blood vessel, which can be caused by increased blood flow or reduced blood outflow. Make your mind up.
Fuck.
Make your mind up.
That's the one extreme to the other, isn't it?
Come on, Goldilocks. Too much blood, too little blood.
Aye.
I don't know, just right. Symptoms are swelling and edema in tissues, bluish discoloration of tissue due to deoxygenated hemoglobin. That's the lads that used to win all the basketball. Abnormal uterine bleeding, such as heavy menstrual periods or bleeding between your periods.
Ooh.
There you go.
It's public service here, public service.
Sweet Georgia Brown indeed. Hutter awakens the next morning and he's got a right hangover.
Oh,
he's staggering right all over the place. He heads down to the depths of the castle and finds a coffin, and when he opens it, there's a Nosferatu or Nosferatus in it.
No, that's for that, Tom.
He goes back upstairs and he spots the Count's coffin being loaded onto this carriage.
Yeah.
And this is the stop motion bit.
Aye. Yeah,
Isn't it? It's a fucking Wallace and Gromit.
Aye, on yourself.
He escapes the tower in that classic kid getting out the bedroom way, bedsheet rope.
Bed sheets, yep. Yep. It's the only way to go.
The Count is making his way to the coast on a raft. It's just this fucking wooden log raft with a coffin on it and two lads
Aye. Here we
steering
go.
it. Rubber dinghy rapids, bro.
Exactly. Aye.
Act 3. Hutter's in hospital run by nuns because he'd fallen and been taken there by farmers, we're told. Sure. The one thing I will say is silent cinema at least gets away with that not being able to... It doesn't have to tell you everything through dialogue. It just goes, here's what's fucking happened.
Aye, and you take care of the rest.
Yeah.
You fill in the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do the fucking hard. You do all the hard work.
Aye.
Yeah, we'll just show you a bloke putting a fucking mirror to two mosquito bites. Yeah. The coffin is in the docks now, ready to be taken from Galaz to Wisberg. The sailors load coffins on, all but one which has earth and rats in it.
Yeah.
They empty it out and start hitting the rats. You can't say no rats died in the making of this film.
I know, there was a couple of wanners, weren't there? Pling,
now,
pling.
Of this, really, really interesting fact that I've known since college, because we watched this first when I was at college. Interesting fact about this was that they flooded this town where they were filming it with rats. Mm-hmm. And there was a real problem with rats, and the town had a problem with rats for 10 years afterwards.
What?
It's reported, yeah.
Wow.
So when they filmed the 1972 one,
mm-hmm.
or the 1977
Kinski,
one,
which is a close Kinski.
yeah. Herzog promised that they would use rats, but that they would cover every single possible escape route for the rats, and they did, and every single rat was accounted for.
Well, that's good.
And then in the new one, they used 5,000 rats in the making of the film.
Bloody
and
hell.
Apparently Peter have gone, we're not happy with that.
Oh, of course they are.
Well, plague rats in it, mate. You know the one thing that scares me is the plague.
The plague, yep. Which worries me because they've obviously smashed open one of those coffins, seen all the rats, and went, we'll just let the rest on. Considering the Black Death was, it was all shipped around by ships, rats and ships. So you
correct.
Originated in Central Asia in the 1300s, by the way, just so you know.
The Black Death, yeah. Yeah, hate it. Gives me the fucking... In fact, it gives me so much of the heebies, couldn't even look it up.
Oh, really?
Can't even look it up. Yeah, again, I think I've told this on the podcast before. When we were kids, they took us to a place called Eyam, which is a little museum village. It's a proper village, but it's like got museum bits. And it was the first place where the plague was reported in Britain. And they took us there at 7 years old.
How traumatic. How traumatic.
I was on the fucking bus and took us there. So now I'm itching thinking about fucking plague flea bites. Anyway.
Enough of your fears.
Back in Wisberg, Professor Bulwer is showing his students Venus flytraps. He's like a vampire, no. We've done Venus flytraps, I'm certain of it. Certain we have. Now, Professor Bulwer is really important in the next two movies.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
He is not in this film.
Not at all.
He's in this science lesson bit with this and fucking poly-ups and that, and he's like, it's the fucking Loch Ness monster or whatever, and then he's not in it at all. Does your man not run into him at the start of the film? And he's like, whoa, watch where you're going, young fella. It's fucking the streets for normal walking, not fancy walking. And then he's in this bit. And then right at the very end, it's like, oh, fucking hell, I need a doctor. Let's go and get this guy. Yeah. In spite of the fact there's at least one other doctor in town because we've seen him already. Meanwhile, the estate agent Knocker's gone utterly fucking mad.
Lost his shit.
And they've locked him up and he's eating flies. Mm-hmm. It's not explained why he's been locked up, but he has. The guards tie him up for jumping on one of them's back.
Fucking Renfield.
Ellen is taken to sitting on a beach, covered by graves, ?
I know.
While her friends are just twatting croquet balls around the lawn, laughing away. Oblivious to her strange behaviour.
I know. Our melancholy.
A melancholy indeed. And the infinite sadness. Yeah. Anyway, she's received her letter now, so I assume the nuns must have sent it. Back at the hospital, the same nuns want Hutter to stay, but he needs to get home to Ellen. We see the ship making its way, and at the prison, Knock nicks the paper out the back of the guard's pocket, and he reads that there's been a plague epidemic at the Transylvanian ports. This fills him with glee, because he's a dirty bastard.
Yeah,
1937... 1837 was the year of a plague outbreak in Bremen, John.
Bremen.
On the ship, we learn that a sailor has been taken ill. The captain's very disappointed because he's busy combing his Amos Brearley sideys. Mr. Wilkes. References for kids, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't understand that one? Ask your granddad.
Amos Brearley.
Basically, only the captain and his first mate stay alive. The rest die of the plague in like a day.
Right away. Yeah. It's no long. It's pretty much, he's sick. They're all dead.
Yeah. The first mate grabs a hand axe and he's like, give us 10 minutes, I'll be back. He smashes open the coffins and the rats come out. And except one of them, the Count rises, doesn't he? Like, and as I said in the video earlier on, helped by a mysterious hand at the bottom of the shot.
Yeah, you showed me. I can't believe it. I didn't know that.
It's good. The first mate just fucking runs up the steps and jumps overboard, doesn't he?
Bloody right, I went.
Orlok has 100% Natalie Wooded that cunt.
Oh, God. Oh, God, yes.
The captain lashes himself to the wheel.
Yeah, he lashes just for no reason.
Yeah. And just as Orlok arrives, and we get this title of The Death Ship Has a New Captain. Like,
is it still morning time? It's still morning.
Where did he get his credentials?
I know.
What does a vampire know about steering a ship? Exactly. Or buying bread and cheese?
He done it on the internet.
Setting a table. The internet. Act 4. Ellen's getting worse. She's crying at the moon. Be demanded she allowed to, quote unquote, go to him. This makes no more sense than the new one, by the way. This makes absolutely zero sense. In spite of that silly bit at the very, very beginning where she's a child, ? And he's a naked vampire above her. None of it makes any sense. Like a fucking David Lynch film. I've no idea what's going on. The ship lands in the German port and Knock feels his presence. He's got the force, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Orlok makes a run for it under cover of night with his coffin under his shot.
Exactly. I was like, what? Literally just lifted it like cardboard. I'm like,
it's
what the
fucking brilliant.
So the average weight of a coffin is 35 kilograms, just so you know.
Fucking mate, I can tell you, I've carried enough on my fucking shoulders. For some reason, they always ask the fat cunt to carry them.
It's literally just walking about with it, just wafting about as if ain't no thing.
I know, fucking quite the thing. Hutter is back, both he and Ellen embrace, and Orlok's now in his forever home. Oh.
You see him at the
jumps on this little boat across the river, by the way.
Aye.
There's just this boat's there and he's just floating away with his hands at his side. I'm like, how does that work? Some bloke at the back swimming, pushing it.
Just keep swimming.
The Law and Hutter check out the ship and see the captain's dead. One of the dockhands looks like Wolf from Gladiator's ear, by the way.
You sent a picture of that mouse fuzzle like, what the...
He tells us there's no other crew members there. Kick-Ass is the man in charge of the ships, isn't he? He's the shipwright.
He's a shy, yeah.
And he looks at the ship's diary and sees all but the first mate and captain died. He reads the story of the ship. I won't bother catching you up, listeners, because you already know we've just covered it.
Yeah.
And now we get a town declaration. A drummer turns up, and then he gets the fucking thing out. He's like, "Hear ye, hear ye! Stay inside, at least 2 meters apart."
See it, save it.
Hands, face, space.
Hands, teeth, space.
We see there's been no shortage of deaths in the town, and Ellen finds the little book of vampires in Hutter's stuff and reads that only if a woman is being fed on by the first cock crow will the monster die. It's niche as fuck way to die.
Oh, aye. There's very specific in it. I'm sure there's a category for that in Pornhub.
Mate, fucking 100%. Now the whole town's afraid of the plague. Like me having to go to the supermarket every Tuesday during COVID.
Oh.
I'm eyeing up old people, mouth breathers, them twats in sunflower lanyards. I'm like, what are you doing?
People wearing face masks underneath their nose.
Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely. The town was paralysed with fear and looking for a scapegoat. They chose Knock.
No, it's that for me fucking leprechaun running a bit like crazy.
We see he's escaped prison, and the people are whispering, saying things like, "He murdered a guard, you know. He's been eating flies, don't you know," and all this kind of stuff. He's chased around the town, up onto a roof, down a fucking drain pipe.
Yeah, on a field.
Into this fucking field where they kick fuck out of him.
There's a scarecrow, you better fuck at that and all.
He gets well and truly midsummered, doesn't he?
He really did.
Ellen wakes up and looks out the window. Orlok is staring at her from one of his many windows.
I know, that is so weird. You can see him in distance, but don't think Thingy does. He's looking at the window and he can't see.
Well, there's a lot of windows. You don't know which one. Don't know who's looking through the round window, the square window,
triangle window.
The place he lives looks like the factory Bart Simpson buys for a buck at the auction. What it actually was, John, is an old salt house in Lubeck. There you go. That night, Orlok comes to Ellen's bedroom. Some amazing shadow work, the classic. Going up there, up the stairs and doing the fast kind of monster bit, the fast show bit. Monster. The 7:30 at Rochester. Put a monkey on it. Monster. It's basically an Eric Hall impression. Now, Eric Hall was a PR guy and a football agent. He was John Fashar news manager until the bastard sold the story of his brother as a gay man to the Sun, and they fell out. Never spoke again. Hall was once a T-boy with Elton John and worked in the music business promoting Frank Sinatra, the Sex Pistols, T-Rex, Queen, Steve Harley, and your favourite, John, the Bay City Rollers.
Ooh.
Died in 2020.
Mate.
Probably from fucking fear of going to the supermarket. So they're like me. We're there. This is the end.
This is it.
As he's feasting, the cock crows. Oh, not the cock.
Oh, hi, the cock.
Up with the cock, indeed. And he sees that the sun is rising. Now, he has every opportunity to shut the curtains. Instead, he goose steps around the room, doesn't he? and then vanishes.
Poof.
Deed.
Aye, that's it. Heavy deed.
Dead,
Aye. Like a fart vaporised.
Ellen awakes as Hutter and the Professor arrive, only for her to die in his arms. The Professor looks upset from outside. I know I shouldn't have stopped for that haircut.
Yeah.
And we get one last shot of the castle and it's the end.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying this is the best film we've ever covered, but it's certainly one of the most important films we've ever covered.
Oh, nice.
And I had such a fucking good time watching it.
I enjoyed it.
For the first time in about 20 years. 15, 20 years.
It's weird because, like as soon as you say to somebody watch a film like that, why are you watching that? Like, but sometimes you actually need to watch the stuff like that just to appreciate what we've got now.
Yeah, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari next for me, which is 2 years younger than this. So it's 2 years older than this. Eyes Without a Face is pretty good. The Phantom of the Opera is really good.
Yeah.
Der Golem, I think, is 24. That's such a good fucking film as well.
Yeah,
it's quite scary. Anyway, look, really, really good. John, any other I don't think I've got many more.
So the long-stemmed pipes were designed to ensure that there was cool down before the smoker hit the smoker's mouth.
Yeah, he's got a really long-stemmed pipe.
Really long eye. So, it was
so what's the point of that?
Just basically so the smoke would cool down by the time it hit the mouth. Which is weird because pipes are tiny wee and people don't get a burnt mouth, but apparently they were maybe sensitive.
Oh, right, okay.
And there was something about the is it Dardanelles? Did you see this? There was some sort of, it shows you, I'm reading something that says something about the Dardanelles have been closed for the plague. So I looked at this. So the Dardanelles were the only waterways between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. So there's like a little channel.
Oh, right.
So
Wow.
they closed that off.
Oh, fantastic.
That's all I got, buddy. That's it.
Okay, no worries. It's possible to get multiple mosquito bites if you're in an area with lots of mosquitoes, such as dawn and dusk. I've already covered that they don't do them in clusters. The quickest way to get from Romania to Germany by ship will take 18 days and 15 hours in 2025 speed. Departs from Constanta and arrives into Hamburg.
Constantinople is a very long word. Spell it. 90. Yes, shit heel, yeah.
By car, it's 16 hours and 20 minutes. We've done blood congestion. Max Schreck was the main guy. Get out of my swamp. Max Schreck, of course, is the name of Christopher Walken's character in Batman Returns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and his son, my son Chet. my son Chet. Yeah. Google huffed. You know, so when he sat there eating the food, there's this specific domed cake, which looks like a bundt cake, as the Americans would call it. It's called a Google huffed. It's a cake traditionally baked in a distinctive ring pan similar to bundt cake, but leavened with baker's yeast.
Ooh.
So I assume it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good. No. Oh no, it would be light, wouldn't it? Because like bread. I wanted to rent a coach and horses. The Ostler, John, is apparently the UK's leading national horse-drawn carriage company, their website says. I filled out a form, but they've yet to get back to me on costs about renting one to go the 2.5 kilometres from my house to work next week. I've got a feeling they're not going to get back to me.
No.
The film was an illegal adaptation of Dracula, which was not public domain at the time in Germany. However, the film was still made, despite Bram Stoker's estate's objections.
Yeah, so just change your names.
The widow Stoker sued the filmmakers, and the order to destroy every copy of the film was put in place. But somehow, Palpatine survived. No, one survived. So if you've seen this film, then know it's from that single solitary surviving print. Mm-hmm. Except there was one more that they found in East Germany in the 70s. So technically it's from one of two. Hydrangeas we've done, Kludge we've done, and Nosferatu means vampire in Romanian. There you go. That's it. That's all I've got.
That's it. Right, okay.
Yeah. How do you think we got them?
42.
Higher.
52.
Higher.
62.
Higher.
72.
67.
That's all right.
67. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad for what? Half an hour's work
for a non-talkie.
For the shortest fucking episode we'll have done.
Really
possibly. Depends on how much we can bang on about it now. 67. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I'm happy with that, mate. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Now I'm thinking, wow, we could do much shorter episodes every week.
Oh God, aye. Oh God.
Listeners are fucking complaining now. Listeners are going, what was that film about women from the start that was 6.5 hours long? Let's make them fucking do that.
I'm not telling them.
Of course, if you like what we do, you can give us a quid and we will give you a shout out. We're more than happy to. Also, you'll get your name spun on the wheel at some point, like Dan Belson, who's going to be the next one. The next episode that we do is going to be with Dan Belson.
Dreading it.
What, you're dreading having Dan on again, or dreading the film?
I'm dreading his film, aye. No, I'm saying that his last one was alright. So
this is a movie I haven't seen in a long, long time, but we'll save that. We'll save that. It's a movie I haven't seen for a long, long time. Anyway, we'll give these people a shout out. So, fantastic shout outs to Phil Fairish, Rachel Plant, Gadget, Oodles, Stig, Biggie, and Candy at Modern Escapism, Josh from Super Familiar with the Wilsons, Gav and Dan Belson from Super Familiar with the No, they're not from Super Familiar. I keep doing this, don't I? I keep calling. Yeah. Might as well do. They're always on that fucking podcast. Be There with Belson. Gav McGill, Ian Graham called Connections, something coming up from me, Ian, and Joe and Dean shortly, by the way. May even be out now as we speak. Called Connections. Niall Mono from Mono Rants at the Movies. We got Joe at Hallmark of Greatness as well as James. We've got Aaron at Z1 Podcast. Nigel Davies of the Wonder Emporium. Ian McComish, Paul Parks, SB Film Viewers. Maria, Ali, Dale and Megan. Jen, who's doing a walk with us. Lovely Rob Jones. Jake, Kieran, Lee Davis, and all of the people that are about to give us money and haven't yet. There you go.
Yes.
Give us some money. Give us all your fucking money. Yes. But if you do want to give us money, you don't want to give us a quid, you can give us a quid at patreon.com/100thingsfilm or 100thingsfilm.co.uk. If you also go to that website, you can donate to our walk, which is happening. We're doing 25 miles for our friend, the memory of our friend James Allen. His sister Jen is joining us. James listened every week until we lost him last year due to bowel cancer, and we are doing charity walk, John, aren't we? 25 miles for Teesside Hospice.
Teesside Hospice, yeah.
Yeah, we've been in the press, haven't we? We've been all over the shop.
Yeah,
we've been mentioned in local press and all sorts. Yeah, Jen Stewart, two first names prick. Yeah. Yeah. So that's coming up as we speak. Fucking hell, mate! As we speak, that's like 3 months away.
Yeah. I get my steps in.
Yeah, it's less than 3 months away. That's scary. Jesus. That is scary. Yeah. So the training continues.
Rocky montage.
Even Rocky had a montage. Anything to say to the lovely listeners before we go? Much sooner than usual.
I know, no. About the donations. It's I'm actually really surprised at how generous people are. So thank you so much for your generosity. It speaks volumes.
Yeah, £1,000.
Yeah, over 1,000.
More than £1,000 we've hit.
Thank you so much, guys. It's quite a good cause, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to actually doing it. I'm looking forward to killing myself, but it'll be worth it. It'll
be worth it when we get takeaway on the night.
Oh yes, and beers. Yay!
Yeah, that's for a great cause.
It really is. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. But for now, I've been Planty. He's been John, and this has been 67 things we learned from 1922. F.W. Murnau's Nosferatu. Neckenmacken thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Tried and failed. Yeah. No, Nosferatu, Eine Symphonie des Grauens. There you go. It's easy for me to say.
No, I have.
And I shall also say goodbye.
See you guys.